Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, all three of us. If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads and loads of stuff on there, including Dave Chappelle's SNL monologue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very interesting, yeah. So that's blocked on YouTube, so it'll be on Patreon.
Yep.
So check it out if that's for you. Every paradox in 8 minutes. Love this channel.
Yeah, great channel.
I think it's absolutely all this stuff is just
good.
very. For me, that's what I want to know quick. What's the answers quick?
It's so
What's it all
simple.
about?
Yeah. Don't go on
done
about
a few of these.
Short
Yeah.
to the point, and you sort of get it straight away.
Let's get into it.
Grandfather paradox. If you use a time machine to stop your grandparents from meeting, you might prevent your own birth. But if you were never born, how could you have used the time machine in the first place? Achilles and the tortoise. Achilles, a fast runner, gives a tortoise a head start in a race. The paradox says Achilles will never pass the tortoise because every time Achilles reaches where the tortoise was, the tortoise has moved a little. It keeps going like this forever, making it seem like Achilles can't catch up. Ship of Theseus. You have a ship and you replace all its parts. Is it still the same ship? If you use the old parts to
Triggers
build another
broom.
ship, which one is the original? Soritis paradox. You have a heap of sand. If you remove one grain at a time, when does it stop being a heap? Barbershop paradox. In a town, the rule is the barber shaves those who don't shave themselves. But who shaves the barber? If he shaves himself, it breaks the rule. If he doesn't, he should be shaved according to the rule. Catch-22 paradox. Needing something you can only have if you don't need it. For example, a pilot can avoid dangerous flights if he's insane, but asking not to fly shows he's sane. Fermi paradox. If the universe is infinite, why haven't we seen any aliens? Opposite day paradox. If I say that it's opposite day, is it? Simpsons paradox. It occurs when a trend appears in different groups of data, but disappears or reverses when the group are combined. This shows that the overall conclusion can be opposite to the conclusions drawn from individual subgroups. Tolerance paradox. Unlimited tolerance can make tolerance disappear, as it allows too much intolerance. For a tolerant society to survive, it must not tolerate intolerance.
Huh?
I know that,
What day is it today, by the way? I mean,
Tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, lost me completely already.
Riddle in it, yeah.
Bootstrap paradox. If a time traveler gives a young Einstein a book with the theory of relativity, and Einstein publishes it as his own, who's the original author? Stockdale paradox. Believing you will soon succeed decreases your chances of succeeding. Meanwhile, maintaining a belief that you will succeed one day increases your chance of succeeding. Jevons.
That's Stockdale paradox, right? Someone spoke? I've been in a meeting where someone's talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
And they sort of like it's a way of gauging success. And I said, well, what if you're successful already, right? And you drop to the bottom, you become unsuccessful, and anything above that, you become successful, but you might not be as successful as you once were.
Were you still successful?
But you're still successful.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that. I think you should start where you was at the highest point you've ever been,
Right.
and that's where your growth comes from.
And then go higher than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's a false economy, isn't it? You're dropping it down to zero and then going up from zero, or even a negative and going up.
It depends how the word...
Accepting less.
Yeah.
Depends what the context of successful is, though, isn't it? You still might be more successful than another person doing the same work.
Yeah. But I'm talking about in the individual, your success.
It sounds like United.
It's paradox. Technological improvements that increase the efficiency of resource use tend to cause an overall increase in resource consumption because people like the product more. Olbers's paradox. Why is the sky dark if there are a vast number of stars in the universe? Paradox of thrift. Saving more money individually is generally a good thing, but it can lead to economic problems for everyone as it could cause reduced consumption and economic growth.
Yep.
Unexpected hanging paradox. A condemned prisoner is told he'll be hanged on a weekday next week, but the execution will surprise him. As the week progresses, he reasons that Friday is the latest possible day for the hanging, since it would still be a surprise on Thursday. But if it hasn't happened by Thursday night, Friday is no longer a surprise. He concludes it must occur on Thursday, yet that would also be expected. Value paradox. Essential things like water are cheaper despite being crucial, while non-essentials like diamonds are more expensive. Pinocchio paradox. If Pinocchio says, "My nose will grow," it creates a logical dilemma. If it's true, his nose should grow, but then he's lying. If it's false, his nose shouldn't grow, but then he's telling the truth. Hedonism. The more directly one seeks pleasure or happiness, the less likely they are to achieve it. Crocodile paradox. A crocodile steals a child and promises its return if the parent correctly predicts what the crocodile will do. If the parent says the child won't be returned and the crocodile agrees, a paradox arises. If the crocodile returns the child, it contradicts its promise. If it doesn't return the child, it also contradicts the agreement. Sword and shield paradox. What happens when a sword sharp enough to cut any shield meets a shield strong enough to block any blade? Dichotomy paradox. Imagine walking towards a destination. To reach it, you'd first have to walk halfway there, and to walk halfway there, you'd first have to walk a quarter of the way there, and so on, creating an infinite amount of steps and causing you to not be able to reach your destination. Fletcher paradox. Though it seems an arrow in motion is continuously changing its position, the paradox argues that at any instant, it can't move to where it isn't, or where it is, making it stationary. Since time consists of these instants, this paradox suggests the arrow is stationary the entire time. Grand Hotel paradox.
The Earth's moving. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Arrow stays like that, Earth moves, hits the target. Eventually it'll come around sooner or later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? It's like me when I'm drunk when I come home at night. I just sit on the side of the curb and wait for my house to go past because my head's spinning anyway. And then I jump in the garden.
Are you there?
I'm there, Mom. Back in the room.
In an infinitely big hotel with infinitely many rooms, even if all rooms are occupied, the hotel can still accommodate more guests.
Oh, I have
In
heard
order
this.
to accommodate you, the hotel could, hypothetically, move the guest from room 1 to room 2. This would move every guest from their current room to a new room, which is possible since there's an infinite number of rooms. Card paradox. What's true if a card has the phrase, "The sentence on the other side of this card is true" on the front side, and the phrase, "The sentence on the other side of this card is false" on the back side? Liar paradox. Imagine that someone says, "I'm lying." If the liar is indeed lying, then the liar is telling the truth, which means that he just lied about lying. Grain of millet paradox. When a grain of millet falls, it makes no sound, but when 1,000 grains fall, they do. Thus, many of nothing become something. The truth is that it does make a sound. It's just that it's so inaudible that we don't perceive it. Boltzmann brain. It might be more likely for a single brain to spontaneously form in a void, complete with a memory of having existed in our universe, rather than for the entire universe to come about. Paradox of enrichment. Increasing the food available to an ecosystem may lead to instability and even to extinction. Service recovery
I've heard that.
paradox. Successfully fixing a problem with a defective product may lead to higher consumer satisfaction than in the case where no problem occurred at all. Stability, instability.
I like that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. There is a feeling of satisfaction when you fix something, rather than just see something that doesn't need fixing.
Yeah.
Unless it's your car.
Yeah, it's
then
not
you
been
don't wanna
working
be-
at all, but then it gets fixed and it's working again. And
But
away
something
you
you
go.
use, not I wouldn't like to say a car for me is like if that breaks down, I don't want that to break. I'd never
Yeah.
want to have a problem with a car. But if you're looking at a toaster and all of a sudden it doesn't hold the pop down, and you
Yeah.
get your screwdriver out, tighten something up and go bam, and it goes click, and then you fix it. You're like fucking great.
Yeah, yeah,
You've
definitely.
noticed,
done
Yeah,
something.
you've noticed it. It's not a background thing.
But it's a
anymore.
success story on
Yeah.
your own personal
Yeah.
belief as well, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Get that.
Paradox. When two countries each have nuclear weapons, the probability of a direct war between them greatly decreases, but the probability of minor or indirect conflicts between them increases. Ironic process theory. Ironic processing is the psychological process whereby an individual's deliberate attempts to suppress or avoid certain thoughts renders those thoughts more persistent. Paradox of choice. It's the theory that eliminating consumer choices can be beneficial because it greatly reduces anxiety for shoppers. Birthday paradox.
I don't
To
think anyone
have a
does that.
100% probability of at least 2 people in a group having the same birthday, you'd need 366 people. To have a 50% probability, however, you'd need just 23 people. Schrodinger's cat.
Wow.
In quantum theory, a particle can be in multiple states simultaneously when not observed. This state is called superposition. When observed, however, the superposition condition collapses, and the particle is randomly in exactly one of those states. Let's hypothetically say that we put a machine that releases poison only when the particle is in the A state in a box, and that we also put a cat in it. Until observed, the machine would simultaneously release the poison and not release the poison. This means that, until observed, the cat would be both alive and dead. This would obviously work only if we don't consider the cat or the machine as observers. Twin paradox. According to Einstein, the faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. If your identical twin became an astronaut and went on a spaceship that traveled at the speed of light, you'd be some years older than him when he returned. Friendship paradox. On average, your friends tend to have more friends than you do. This happens because people who are social and have more friends are more likely to be your friends. Raven paradox. If you wanted to confirm that all ravens are black, finding a black raven supports your claim. But the paradox suggests that also finding something that is not a raven and not black, such as a green apple, supports your claim. Temperature paradox.
What?
So is there more chance of that being true that you could find that there isn't one because the other things exist like that? I think.
That's probably what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a grape. Green and red grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there could
All
be,
grapes are green.
But there could be a blue one. But then you see something that's blue, you go, well, that could be blue.
But all grapes are green, aren't they?
green
It's
or
just the
red.
skin colour. If you peel a red grape back, it's green.
Yeah.
I think.
We could say if you peel every human back, they're all
They're all
pink.
Pink, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But it's the same as a black. What's it? If you peel it back, it's probably not black. A
Yeah.
raven,
Yeah.
right?
True.
Yeah.
See, it's a
Pluck
paradox.
if you pluck its feathers,
Yeah.
right, you get an apple.
Yeah, green.
That's what I read into that.
If the temperature is 90 and the temperature is rising, is 90 rising? Interesting number paradox. There can't be a smallest uninteresting number as if it's the first uninteresting one. It becomes interesting for that fact. It naturally follows that every single number is interesting. Irresistible force paradox. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Lottery paradox. If there is one winning ticket in a large lottery, it is reasonable to believe of any particular lottery ticket that it is not the winning ticket, but it is not reasonable to believe that no lottery ticket will win. Preparedness paradox. After preparing to avoid a catastrophe and lessening the damage, the perception regarding the catastrophe would be much less serious due to the limited damage caused after. Shout out to these guys who are the first 2 patrons that support my channel.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing, isn't it, when you start talking paradox?
That's like it's something you bring up just to start a conversation because it'll go around in circles.
I mean,
Over
at
and
the start of the video, we were saying like, just do
didn't
it like
get it,
quick
yeah.
and snappy and blah blah. I think I needed about 10-15 minutes on each one there to understand it.
There
Just
was
go
some
through
you
it
just
again. And, right, let me think about this.
Yeah,
You know, that Schrodinger's
the
cat
crow
was
and the
crazy.
apple I didn't get.
No,
I just didn't get it. Even when you explained it, it just didn't make sense.
quite a few of them.
might be wrong
I
with
was
to be
like,
fair.
wow.
Oh, I think pretty much every one of them you were like, what?
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a pub and someone says that to you about any of them, you just be like,
Get asked to
what?
leave.
You'd have to think about it and
You're
try
like,
and
what are you
work
on
out,
about?
wouldn't you? Think, right, okay.
Just let me watch the
let me think
football,
about that.
Go sit in the other room.
Is that the half-time analysis? Yeah. What's up with force? Right.
Let
But
me just
guess
run this
what?
paradox by you. No. I'm going for the pint.
Well, a lot of them are just similar because it's just like one thing that has to be one thing meets another thing that counteracts that.
Yeah.
One counteracts the other, and
That
that's
says
it.
it's a truth, but that says it's a lie on the other side. So and a few of them were a bit
It's
sort
like
of
chicken egg. Where you go, so,
Pinocchio,
no, what goes
Pinocchio
first?
one, isn't it? The Pinocchio one was the one.
yeah.
He's
telling
telling a lie
lying.
if he says his nose grows, and his nose grows, but if he doesn't, what's he's telling the
Yeah,
truth.
it's just a loop.
That's
They're
the
all
other thing you say.
catch-22s, yeah.
See, how you can get someone who talks to you about a paradox. Just say, are you my friend? And if he says yes, so you must have more friends than me. So fuck off and go and talk to someone else.
See ya.
Yeah. A few of them I go like, yeah, that's funny, yeah, fair enough. But a few of them you go, what the fuck?
I know it's just a mad,
The
it's a mad
grain of
science,
millet.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can understand how they get to it and why it's
Yeah.
a talking point.
Yeah.
And when you wind it back, you're like, yeah, okay, it kind of makes sense, but it frazzles your brain at the same time.
Oh,
doesn't it?
absolutely. Yeah, big time.
I think
Yeah.
everyone knows the chicken and egg one. It's a lock in first. Chicken
Yeah,
and
yeah,
egg,
yeah, yeah,
chicken,
yeah.
egg, chicken, like.
Yeah, yeah.
And then unstoppable force and
And what was it?
unmovable object. You know, exactly. Get it in the
What
comments.
was it? Comments.
Get it in the
What
comments.
came first?
We have 200 comments as chicken, egg, chicken.
Yeah,
Why
it's
do you
just,
ask me this?
Chicken and egg.
Yeah.
Egg on toast.
What
both
day
at
is
the same
it?
time.
Yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you on the next one.
Cheers.
This is the thing. If you don't subscribe,
But then
what
you have
happens is
subscribed.
when you have, yeah.
But then if you unsubscribe, then you subscribe again.
Does that mean you are subscribed or you weren't subscribed or you might do it in the future or
Just
you might not
subscribe
do?
to the
It's a subscription paradox.
Is it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.